Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name is Sophia. Today I am doing an all drugstore how to contour video. So to start off with, we're going to learn how to conceal our under eyes, and then we're also going to learn how to contour with a drugstore contour kit that I have. And yeah, so let's get started. So I'm gonna go ahead and start off with my Maybelline Superstay Better Skin Concealer, and we are gonna make a triangle underneath our eyes like so. And my beauty blender is also a drugstore beauty blender by Equal Tools. And we're just gonna pat that out and down. The lighter the concealer you use, the more dramatic and brightened under eye you get. Okay, so now we can do the other eye. I sometimes do them separate, and then sometimes I do everything at the same time like I am right now. I'm also going to get my forehead. So anything that we highlight, we're bringing forward. And then I'm also going to very light, well, not very lightly, but very, I guess, like skinny. We're going to get the nose as well. And then go in, I'm going in with the flat side. You can go in with either side. If you have a pointy blender, beauty blender like this, then I use the skinny side upwards, sorry. And I'm doing this first because after I'm done here, I'm gonna set all this in, and I'm also gonna set my cheek area in to help make sure that my contouring doesn't look muddy or patchy. Okay, so that's done. A trick to keep from getting the wrinkles and the fine lines like being, I guess, more noticeable underneath, you look down and stretch that area, so like that. I don't know if you can see that. Hopefully you do. I always have these fine lines and wrinkles, especially when I smile, which is why I do not smile in a lot of my pictures that I'm trying to show my makeup. Alright, so to set everything, I am using this Luxie Precision Foundation brush. This is not a drugstore brush, but I got this in an Ipsy bag, so I'm gonna use it. And this is like the only brush I use for this. And then to set, I am just dabbing in those areas. And then as I dab, you can even do this, like set and roll. And I'm gonna keep looking down. And BRB. Okay guys, I'm back. So the reason why we dab instead of just like brushing it through is because we don't want to rub off any of our foundation. Also, I did not say this before, but I'm just using the Coty Airspun translucent setting powder. This can be found at Walmart, Walgreens. I'm not sure if anywhere else, but it is drugstore. I did not see it at Target, but I have seen it at Walmart and Walgreens for sure. And then I'm just gonna lightly tap the rest of my face. I'm getting my smile lines. Now I'm dabbing the rest of my face. So now that I'm all set, I'm gonna grab the contour kit. You do not have to buy this specific contour kit. There are definitely other makeup brands that sell contour kits. This one I just saw because I thought it was really neat that it came with a contour, a blush, and a highlight. And it even says that on the actual like palettes, or it says it within the powder. Okay, so to get started, before we start contouring, I am going to take my brush, and at the tip of my ear here, I'm going to go down and find that bone. And I want this to rest like right underneath that bone. You see how it's rolling there? I want it to rest right underneath that bone. And that's where my contour is going to be, on that line there. And then I want to be within 2 fingers of my lips. So 2 fingers and on this line. So I should end about here. And when I do this, you'll see me, what is it called? I'll be kind of going in an upwards motion. I do not ever want to swirl down. I want to swirl up. So I first draw my line, and then I start going up. And I could use a darker contour if I want more of a dramatic look, but I do not want a dramatic look right now. But if someone does want to use a darker contour on themselves, go for it. Whatever makes you happy. It's just meant to look like almost like a shadow effect. Alright, so I'm going to quickly do the other side real quick. And again, I'm starting at this line, I'm coming down, and I want to be within 2 fingers of my lips. Alright, and then I am going to take the same brush, dip back into my contour, and I am going to try to get rid of any double chins. So I always pull my hair back, but I'm following just my jawline. And if you go too deep here, just make sure to buff it out. This is one thing I love about powder contouring, is that it's very blendable. If you make a mistake, you can always go in and fix it. And again, I'm gonna go dab in here, and now I'm gonna attack my forehead. And I use dabbing motions for this, so I'm just gonna dab my forehead. And this is to, ooh, I went a little too deep there. So try not to get too close to your eyebrows. But this is just to give a smaller forehead look. And I just stay right at the top of my forehead right here. A lot of times if you see, like on Pinterest, the images of how to contour, it like darkens these areas and this area. And then if you want to here, you can also take that same contour, and if you have like a smaller lower lip, you can use a smaller brush if you want to, but just get right underneath your lip there. And if you want to contour your nose, you can grab let me find a brush that's good for this. It just depends on your preference. I like to actually use my finger, but you can grab a light brush and just brush down. You're gonna go from the inside of your nose down. And you don't want it to be like a strong contour at all. You just kind of want to give it that illusion. And then I go back in with my beauty blender and I just make sure I buff that out a little bit so it's not such like harsh lines. But that's if you want to contour your nose. I don't really see it makes a difference on like my nose per se. So a nice little trick that I like to remember whenever I'm contouring is I think of the Napoleon ice cream. So chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, contour, blush, highlight. And now I'm gonna grab my blush. My blush is E.L.F. It's an E.L.F. brand blush. You can find this at any drugstore, Walmart, Target. And I just ran it in there really good, tapped off the excess, and I'm gonna go right over, not right over the contour, but right on top of it. And I'm pretty much doing the same exact thing like I did with my contour. All I'm doing is kind of like blending it. So you don't want it to make the harsh lines. And there you go. And then next I am taking my highlight by Wet n Wild in the color Golden Flower Crown. And some people like to use a fan brush. I do not like to use a fan brush. I'm using a Morphe M510 brush, and I just twirl it around really good, tap off the excess, and then get the highest part of my cheekbone. And if you want more, you can also bring it up to right up here. You're just kind of following your eye shape there. And then you can also take that same brush. This is easier, I feel like, with a fan brush, but after a while getting used to it, it's easy to do. So I just flatten it out, and then I get my Cupid's bow, or like I like to call it, my milk stash. See? And some people also like to get the bridge of their nose and the top of their nose, which I do because I love highlights. And I just make that skinnier. And then the tip of my nose. There you go. I am going to go off camera real quick, finish out my bottom lash line, put mascara on my bottom lash line and a lippy on, and then I'll be right back so we can kind of review over what we just went over. Okay guys, so all I did was just finish off my look by going into the deep brown shade here into my crease a little bit, and then I put some Lash Paradise on my bottom eyes, and I topped the look off with my E.L.F. Ruby Red lipstick. It is beautiful. The red background made me do it, sorry. I was just really feeling it. But, okay, so let's go over what we talked about. So, Napoleon Ice Cream. We're going to start off with that contour, and then we're going to go in with the blush and the highlight at the highest point of your cheekbone. When we contour, we are going to, let me find this brush, let me dust it off so it doesn't mess up my makeup. When we contour, we're going to take that brush, and after a while you won't have to do this anymore. We're going to take that brush, find that cheekbone, and then 2 fingers from our lip is where the contour should not go further down than that point. And then we will take, I just use any angled blush brush. Honestly, this one's Wet n Wild. I got this for 99 cents at Walgreens. And when we go in with our blush, we're not coming up here. We're gonna go right above that contour line and get in that contour line. And then we will take any type of brush that we want, the fan brush, a brush somewhat like this, for our highlight, and get the highest point of our cheekbone, Napoleon Ice Cream. And then another thing, some people chisel out their contour, and you can chisel that contour out with any kind of translucent powder. So all you would do is just take this, dab it in here, and then just follow that line and let it sit there for about, I don't know, a minute, and then just take a fluffy brush like this and brush it out if you want to chisel. I don't always chisel, just when I'm feeling extra, and well, let's be honest, I'm always feeling extra, but right now. So yeah, and that was all done with all Drugstore. Like, I did not use anything that wasn't Drugstore other than this brush and my Morphe brushes. Those I have to order online, but they're Drugstore prices for brushes. So you can get this look easily by just going to the Wet n Wild section in the Drugstore, or Maybelline, or E.L.F. Everything I used was less than $10. So, and I finished off the look with my NYX matte finish setting spray. After I put my lips on, I just spritzed that everywhere, let it dry, came back on the camera ready for you guys, and yeah, that was it. But if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you can continue getting notifications of, well, you won't get notifications unless you click the little bell down there. So if you want to do that, great, do that please. But if you're new, subscribe to my channel so that you can continue seeing content that I put out, and that's about it. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.